Hey, how's it going, everyone? What is up? Welcome back to the channel and a video of pure speculation. Now, I like to stick to mostly news and stuff when it comes to Mortal Kombat 11 as of now, because beyond that, there's not a whole lot going on. There's not a whole lot to speculate on, but this isn't just about specifically Mortal Kombat 11. This is speculation on one of the next NRS games due to some things that Boon has been posting. Now, again, pure speculation, take this with a grain of salt. We don't know for sure yet, there's no confirmation, but, I mean, I have a good feeling based on what we've seen and what we know. So, let's get into what we know, and then we'll get to what we've seen, and then I'll get to my actual theories on it. Let's go ahead and jump into it. As we know, a few years ago, when Boon was doing promotion for MK11, he was doing all those interviews, doing the quick questions, 20-minute questions or some shit. And the main one he did that I always go back to when I want to know something interesting that he said, I think it was from Game Informer. He was asked, have you talked to Marvel any? You know, have NRS been talking to Marvel about a fighting game? And he said yes, and then, you know, he said maybe I shouldn't say any more about that. So we know that he's been in talks. We know that NRS has been in talks with Marvel. We don't know for how long. We don't know for what exactly. But with NRS being a, you know, fighting game company and making Mortal Kombat one of the most popular fighting games ever, and making Injustice one of the most popular newer fighting games, I think it's a pretty good assumption to say Marvel went to them for a fighting game. Now it's on to what we've seen. Now, I don't know if you guys follow this very, very popular comic artist who I'm a big fan of, Alex Ross. He's responsible for a lot of the more realistic looking comics. I can't remember the exact stories that he drew. I know there's a big Justice League one, but I cannot remember the name of it. But yeah, he shared this picture of a DC on one side and realistic with the Injustice League, and then Marvel on the other side, you know, with the Avengers and, you know, all the bad guys, the Masters of Evil and shit. He shared that, and he said Marvel versus DC. And Boon retweeted this and said the never-ending question. So I can't say, of course, that is probably not a direct tease, but I don't think it has to be a direct tease at this point. I feel like Boon has been teasing this for a while now. He's posted numerous things talking about Marvel versus DC, about Marvel in general when it comes to a fighting game. He's apparently been doing, I remember it was back months ago, he was apparently doing research, watching Marvel or some shit, like the movies or something. I can't remember exactly. He might have been reading some comics, but apparently he's been doing all things Marvel, and I think this is like really big because, as we pretty much know, if you guys like Marvel vs. Capcom, if you guys kept up with that series at all, you pretty much know we have a 0.000000000.0 chance of ever getting another Marvel vs. Capcom game after Infinite. And that is very unfortunate. But the next best hands I'd like to see the game go to, besides, you know, Arc Systems work, is NRS. NRS have made really good fighting games, bar MK11, for years now. And I'd love to see NRS's take on a Marvel fighting game. I hope it be 2v2, 3v3, hold back the block, you know, Marvel vs. Capcom, mixed with Guilty Gear, mixed with Injustice. I hope it be something like that, but we'll see. But he's been teasing Marvel vs. DC, or at least Marvel in general, for, God, it's got to be about 6 months now. I really do feel like this could be the next game, or this could be the game after next, because Injustice is one of their top sellers. But what other game would you put out that would sell top numbers that you could replace Injustice with for, you know, a release cycle? And that would be Marvel vs. DC. It's still technically a DC game, but you got Marvel in there too, and you just sold quadruple of what MK11 sold in its 2-year lifespan. I mean, that's just no-brainer right there. I hope we see a Marvel game. Personally, I'd like to see a Marvel game first and then Marvel vs. DC, just because the rosters are already so limited. Even on the, you know, brand specific games like Injustice, there's a very limited roster. So for Marvel vs. DC, that's going to limit the rosters even more, especially for Marvel, which would, you know, that would be its first fighting game from NRS. So I'd like to see an NRS specific Marvel game first and get that expansive roster, and then see Marvel vs. DC. But we'll see. I'm excited regardless. I really do think these are teases. I'm not going to read so far into it as to say, like this is guaranteed. It's coming this year, next year, or whatever else. I'm not going to go that far. But I do think we have a very good chance of seeing a Marvel game come out from NRS within the next 3 or 4 years. I guess we'll just have to keep our heads, to the ground, keep our ear to the dirt, and stay tuned. But that's going to do it for me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. That's going to do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. My name is Tootin. I've been your host. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.